morning, world. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, G.I. Joe Skoda, Mr. Skoda, Dr. Skoda, whatever. You're in the office with me and you're stuck with me for the next 20 minutes. But you're in for a treat today because you're not just stuck with me, you're stuck with my guest. And trust me, she's prettier than I am, a lot more talented than I am. And it's my privilege to introduce to the world, if you don't already know who she is, Miss Chelsea Keenan. Chelsea,
Hi, how are you?
thanks for joining us. Now, obviously, we known each other and our families for 6, 7, 8 years, long time. You
Oh, a
were
long
like
time, yeah.
you were a youngin back then. You were youngin, up behind the years, riding horses and all of that fun stuff in Oro Grande, California, when I used to live there also. And now, if I'm not mistaken, you moved all the way to Louisiana.
Yeah.
Ooh, get away from California. I envy you. How'd you do it? What made you
I,
move?
huh?
What made you move?
Well, I was in
Mama
a
told me.
really unhealthy relationship.
Sure.
So, I needed to get away, and my parents moved out here before I did. So Louisiana just seemed like the place to be. And it really is. It's kicking out here. I mean, it's hot.
That's the Louisiana I remember.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of rain here, like in California earlier this year. Have you got a lot of rain there? I haven't been down the south in a while.
Oh my goodness, it rains here like crazy, and I'm not used to it. So I'm trying to drive, and it starts pouring, and it
Yeah.
goes maybe sometimes it lasts 10 minutes, sometimes it lasts hours, and you just never know how long it's going to be or when it's going to happen because it's hot before it rains. So it's like, oh, it's such a nice day. It's so sunny. Then all of a sudden the clouds come in, and you're like, wait a minute. And then it starts just pouring. And so no, it's kind of it's wild. Yesterday it was raining and
Yeah.
there was lightning, but we couldn't hear any of the thunder.
Really?
Yeah, it
You
was
know,
so weird. There was no thunder.
wow.
I looked it up and it said it was something about heat lightning to where the thunder is too far away so you can't hear it.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Last week I was in Reno, driving up through Lake Tahoe and Reno and all up in that area. I love the area, the convention. And going this a week ago, there's snow on the ground in Lake Tahoe. Snow on the ground, on the houses, on the
What?
roofs, on the hill. Yeah, snow. This is June. This is June,
Wow.
and beginning of June, and it wasn't really snowing, but actually there were flurries. And on the way home, hailstones. How the little ice comes out of the sky and boom, boom all over your car. And Tahoe and Reno, that's about 8 or 9 hour drive for me to get home. And I'm driving through this. So when I'm in Reno at the moment, it was like 80 degrees. And I'm driving through towards Sacramento, it dropped to 60 degrees with the hailstones and a little bit of rain after that. Then I'm just south of Sacramento, it's 90 degrees. So within a 1 hour, 1.5 hour time frame, 30-degree difference driving. That was only 100 miles or maybe less than that.
Wow. What is going on with this weather?
Don't know. I don't know. The snow, and I love those things, but I just don't like to drive
Yeah, that's
it as
so
well.
wild. I didn't know that was possible for weather to just drop that far.
Just that far. Now
Wow.
Reno, and I used to get to Tahoe a lot and get to
Mhm,
Vegas a lot, because that's where my studio is, of course.
mhm.
But Reno is a friendly town. Everybody's friendly and open and caring and helpful and totally different than the Las Vegas I know.
Yeah.
People don't know there's a different part of Nevada, Carson City, Virginia City, all up there. It's a whole different world of talent.
All I know
And
is Vegas.
Vegas, and I'll be there in a couple of weeks. Well, when I get back from Ohio, I'll be back in Las Vegas, of
Oh,
course,
you're going to
things like that.
Ohio.
I'm going to Ohio next week. It's where my family is. That's where I was born and grew up. And
Cool.
I'm bringing I have my brother out here in California, my nephew here in California. I'm taking them all to Ohio with me so they can. They haven't been there in 5 or 6 years themselves. Like, it's time to go out there and visit my nephew. You gotta go visit your mom and dad every now and then. No. sometimes we get caught up in
Every
our
now
own
and then.
life. I mean, it's dad. Father's been there. Son, go call your dad. Little things like that.
Hmm.
It's exciting, but I obviously I want to congratulate you on getting your bachelor's degree. And what was that degree in?
It's an entertainment business.
Entertainment. And
Yeah.
that's why I love talking to you because you always entertain us. You always entertain. I
Guy,
remember
guy.
I think we were in Reseda about 10 years ago, and you were dancing and singing on stage with this whole crew and being filmed and the lighting. And I think I was in the
Yeah.
seat. I think he fell over. I wasn't even on stage. But I remember that back in the day with the movers and shakers and you progress. I'm sure you don't fall at all. I
Well,
know you, yeah, well, oh, right. You got a dog went out you over yesterday, right?
I
Right?
dog. Oh my goodness. At one time I was at the lake, or
Yeah.
there's like it's a river, really, not a lake, but I didn't know that. So I'm over here like, oh, I went to the lake, and everybody's like, that's not a lake, Chelsea. There's no lake here.
You have your bachelor's degree, do you? Okay, okay.
Not in nature. It's
That's
just music.
why the musical side's behind me. I don't know nature either.
I like it. I like it. Oh, but okay, so I was at the river,
Yeah,
and he was running into the water. And
yeah.
so I wanted to go home. And so I took a treat and I was like running out so that he would come and catch me, because he doesn't come when I call him. And
Sure.
so I was
Yeah.
running as fast as I can. This dog comes up behind me and tackles me on the ground. He's just like jumps on top of me and just like try to bite my jacket and play with me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a rag doll right now. He's so heavy. I'm getting abused by my animal.
What's the name of your dog?
His name is Israel.
Israel. Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
for sure. I named him Israel and the new breed.
Oh,
I
really? Sounds
That's
good
the
to
tune
me.
to that song. The Blessings of Abraham. Have you heard that song? The Blessings of Abraham. I like that song. Yeah, so I named him after that.
That's awesome. We always animals are the greatest, and like I remember you when you had horses out there on the farm, and we did a lot of. I remember your mom and dad was doing some acting lessons or helping us and get our foot in the door and teach us certain skits. And first time I was on a red carpet was probably at your house, at your house. And I remember the Dead Kid. Remember the movie The Dead Kid?
Oh yeah,
Remember
that was
that?
so much fun shooting. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, that was
I
forever ago.
that was forever ago. And yesterday I went to that theater to watch the movie Flash, and that's the theater where we had the lights in the air and the red carpet and interviews
Yeah,
outside, and they showed the movie inside the theater. I was there yesterday,
that's so
and I
cool.
haven't been in that theater forever. It's
Me
just like
either.
it felt right. It felt right.
I'm happy
It's
it's
great.
still open. It's been there for a while.
It's been there for a while. And what I like about the theater, they only show one movie. It's only one theater. I don't have to mess with all the crowds and all these things going around me. And we probably only had about, let's say, 30 people in the theater, and it's a brand new movie, maybe
Hmm.
30 people.
Wow.
And if we went to
Nice.
another place, it would have been packed. And I don't like
Yeah.
crowds. I love to speak. I love. I'm a public speaker. I'll talk in front of hundreds or even thousands of people. But when I'm not like performing, I don't like crowds. I
Yeah, me
want,
either.
I want to stay away from people. Get away. I don't even know who you are. Get away.
You you
I've
practiced
seen
your distancing before it was cool.
things before it was cool. Well, tell us a little bit about your music and what you're working on right now. I know you have a new record or CD coming out. Just a little bit
I
about that.
do. I have a new single coming out. It's called Heartbeat, and it's about falling in love, you know, girly things. Uh, and but it's the start of a whole bunch of new releases. So every 8 weeks, I'm going to be releasing a single, and it's basically a story about falling in love and then being in a relationship that's not healthy, and then realizing it and getting away. So each single is kind of like my diary, and it's part of the story. So it's kind of cool. And I'm going to have music videos to each song. And so
Yeah.
it's going to be really, really fun. I'm really excited about the next year. This is going to take a year, and I have them all planned out. So I'm super excited.
Every 2 months, a new single.
Yeah.
Now, so you already have the video for what you've are releasing soon, or that's to come up quickly?
A video?
Yeah, of you
Oh,
your
no,
music
I don't
video.
have the video yet.
Okay, okay,
I had
okay.
the creative meeting today, actually. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So we're gonna come up with a really, really fun video for that one.
I love it. I love it. So can you sing us a couple verses or let us know
Yeah.
you have? We'd love to hear it.
Okay. I can sing a little bit.
Okay.
I'll sing the hook.
I know it's early in the morning. You maybe not warmed up yet, but
Oh
sure.
no, I've been singing for a while, actually.
I'm
Wake
singing
up,
this hour
singing.
this morning myself.
I had a concert in my bathroom earlier getting ready. Okay. La 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 la.
No, 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 no,
I
no.
can feel my heartbeat, boy, and I can feel your heart beating next to me. If I can make your heart beat, boy, you should see what your heart does to me. That's a hook.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's nice. So,
I'm really excited about that song.
how many songs? I know that you didn't produce them all or actually put the singles out, but how many songs have you written that you can recall?
Oh, way too many to recall. I've written a lot. When I was with my label, I think I had to write a whole bunch of songs and
Sure.
to get to the top three. So that had to be about, oh, too many. And then by myself, probably way more than 100.
Get over 100 songs.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I have a whole bunch recorded, but it's the process is kind of, you just record and write, and then you pick the best out of the best, and then you kind of just narrow it down. So I have a whole bunch of songs just sitting there that I'll probably release one day, but who knows?
We always hear about those that but then they keep releasing things decade
Yeah,
after they're gone.
I'm gonna have
We
a
don't
whole
want to
list
wait
of
for you to
that.
be gone. We want to hear it beforehand.
My
So,
kid's gonna be releasing music when I've been dead for like years and years and years. I'm gonna be like, she's had so many.
so many. Well, I'm sure your kids will enjoy. Now, who are some of your influencers or who helped you or who inspired you to write?
I think really my dad
Yeah.
inspired me, and my mom. She would always sing to me at night before I went
Yeah.
to bed. She'd be singing in the mornings, and we'd be listening to we had Crazy Praise
Yeah.
dancing in the living room. And we were all singing at the top of our lungs, and they really pushed us to musical instruments. Growing up, we all had to learn how to play an instrument, and we formed a band, and we were playing like in our cul-de-sac and everywhere. And then my dad had like a makeshift studio. So when I was really, really little, I made a little album, and I'm just singing. I'm like, this is loud. So I think it was really them that pushed me into singing, because I love doing it, and I think they just caught on, and they were like, okay, maybe she could do this for a living. But yeah, but my influences in music,
Sure.
I have to say, would be Natalie Grant, Zoe Girl, like all of the 2000s Christian pop
Beautiful. Beautiful,
Yeah, I still
beautiful.
listen to them today.
Now, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, you work in, did you work at a coffee shop in a hospital for a while?
I did. Yes, I wrote a song
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I was in the hospital, well, it's a long story, a few months ago.
Oh,
Things like that happen. And most of your time, obviously, you had little part-time jobs here and there. But were there any part-time jobs that made you not want to do that? It made you sing more, or was it all balanced very well? What do you think?
when I had the part-time jobs, I worked at a smoothie shop and a coffee shop. And I was making a juice because
Yeah.
this lady wanted celery juice. And I was sitting there trying to juice the celery and I broke the machine. And I thought to myself, this isn't for me. And then I was making a smoothie and the smoothie thing got stuck. I put in too much ice and I didn't
Yeah.
blend it and the blender got stuck. And I was like, this is not for me. And so then like a couple weeks after that, I was uh feeling really, really sick and like I almost passed out.
Ooh.
And yeah, I had a mini TIA, which is kind of like a mini stroke. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't be working. Let's my dad said my mom and my dad,
Yeah.
they were like, let's just stay home for a little while, focus on your music and do what you love doing. And so
Sure.
that's when I went to college and I decided, well, if I'm going to do something with music, I need to know what the business is about, you know?
Sure.
And
Sure.
after that moment, I yeah, I just kind of went from there, focusing on school, and now I'm focusing on music full time and my label.
When you start breaking machines and doing something with celery, and you kind of have strokes and get sick from it, maybe you want to refocus on something else.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know your brother and sister, but and they're all your whole family's talented, of course. But did they ever really get into music like you did? I know they're doing different things.
They're not. I think my brother is into it now more
Yeah.
than before. He just released some songs on YouTube. Um,
Really?
yeah, yeah, and I think they're out. I don't know if they're out on the streaming platforms yet, but I think he's trying to get there. He wants to do things independently. It kind of runs in the family. So my sister though, she did a lot of the sound engineering and stuff like that. Like she did a whole concert with um some really cool bands and stuff, but she's more into the medical field now. And
Okay.
so she's working in a doctor's office right now.
So she can take care of you if you ever decide to get a job again.
Yeah, if I ever decide to make smoothies again or juices, I'm going to her. I'm gonna have to move to Colorado.
Yeah, really. Well, that's not a bad place to live either. Something like
No.
that. So it's sort of like, well, not necessarily me because I don't really have the talent you do, but if someone was up and coming and wanted to learn about music or get involved with singing, well, what kind of advice would you give that person?
You know what? I would say to study the behind the scenes, study your craft. Maybe because everybody, takes music lessons still, singing lessons. I take singing lessons, songwriting lessons. Growing up, I was in a lot of songwriting camps in Nashville. And it really helped me when I write songs feel more confident. Even if I didn't learn much, I kind of know like, okay, I've had these lessons, I've had this background. So when I feel like I'm not confident enough, I can tell myself, no, you got this, you practiced, you've studied your craft. And I think just having that confidence alone will push you into being able to release your music and to have the confidence to do that. I think that it's very important because without the confidence there's really no career.
Regardless of what we want to do, we pursue, absolutely. And
Yeah.
confidence means you're prepared. And it
Hmm.
means that we're prepared, like you said. And too many of us, and I would think artists are like that. I can sing, I don't need to learn nothing. like I'm a Toastmaster. Too many people. I know how to speak. I don't need that. I say you can speak, but we can always little fine tuning for life, and not just singing and speaking, but fine tuning in general in our lives.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah,
practice it enough, and if you study it enough, then you don't even have to worry about it. Like there's why be nervous? You have it in you already, and you have the Holy Spirit in you already. There's nobody to like you don't have to be nervous.
you don't have to be nervous. God has us. We just have to ask Him. Ask Him come into our life. Ask Him for His help. Ask Him to forgive us for our sins. Absolutely. What a difference that makes. And I'm so pleased that you're still following in Christ and He brought you where you are right now, and your whole family's a huge part of that. And
Hmm.
I love that. Now I know you've stumbled in, well, I don't know if you had any failures. I've had a lot of failures in my life.
Yes, I
Besides
have.
relationships, right? Besides relationships. And that's okay. So when you finish your story in about a year from now, more or less, are you looking to start a new project, or it's too early to tell?
Actually, I was thinking about this yesterday. After those projects, I'm thinking about going on a tour. And
Really?
yeah, and just playing the songs, working on a new album, and then releasing a new project after the tour's over.
I hope I get some tickets.
You're gonna get free tickets. You get backstage passes. Are you kidding?
That's what I'm talking about, and I will. I will definitely come and see you. That's huge. It's good for you. Good for you. I've been
Thank you.
fortunate enough to speak around the world, mostly in a format like this. But
Oh,
I speak in front of big crowds throughout California on a regular basis, and something I found I'm passionate about. But I'm not passionate about speaking or training, do a lot of training on other people's material.
mm,
That's just never fit well with me. Did you ever have to sing someone else's songs and maybe it didn't resonate with you?
yes. I have. There's
Good
a
answer.
last week. Okay, so I joined the choir at
Yeah,
church.
yeah.
And oh, I love it. It's so much fun. And I get to learn so many new songs. But last week, because of Father's Day, they wanted all the women to do solos. And so I was one of the women that got picked to do a solo. And
Congratulations.
they picked, thank you, that they picked me to do a song that I did not know. And I listened to that song and I tried it and I did not like it. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't hit these notes. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was just psyching myself out, and I had to tell
Sure.
myself, no, Chelsea, you can learn the song. You're a professional. So I
Yeah.
called my dad. I was like, I need help. So he helped me last night or the night before Sunday
Yeah.
to learn how to sing the song. And we got a cool rendition out of but the whole time I was just like, maybe I don't have to do this. Maybe I'll just call in sick. Maybe it'll be okay. But the day of, no, it went and
Yeah.
it went well. But I like the song now, but I didn't while I was learning it.
My goodness. That's crazy. We laugh, we have a lot of humor. It's fun to laugh at ourselves, especially. Is there any times that you can't laugh when you wake up in the morning? Is there
Huh?
a time you just have a miserable day and you can't find the good in it, or you always see the silver lining?
No, there's a lot of times where I don't know, I just feel like I can't wake up. Like I don't have it's not the energy. I just don't want to do things. Like I don't have the drive. And then
Sure.
I feel bad about not having the energy and I feel guilty about it. But then I gotta think, you know, I have had a lot of health scares and a lot of health
Sure.
problems. And
Sure.
so through all that, like I remember waking up just not wanting to be here because I was in pain all day. I was having strokes. I couldn't walk and talk right. So it was very, very difficult. And now I remind myself, I'm like, look, you kind of got over a lot of stuff
Yes, you have.
that people really sometimes aren't given the ability to get over, I mean, some people are still going through it. There's a lot of people on Instagram that I found that are going through such a tough journey. And um, nowadays I look back at that and I'm just like, I need to be grateful that I'm feeling better, but also I need to listen to my body so that I don't go back there, and make sure I take care of myself and do stuff like that. But on those days that I don't feel like getting up, I breathe. I tell myself, it's okay. And I give myself patience. And then I still go on with my day. Like I'll do my yoga, meditate. Oh my gosh. I thought I started when the lightning was happening without the thunder. I
Yeah.
thought it was because I did a new moon meditation and yoga.
You brought it on. You brought it on. Oh
Setting
my
my
God.
intentions. And I was doing my yoga poses, setting intentions, and then my mom called and she was like, Chelsea, have you seen the sky? Look at, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's lightning without thunder. I did it. That stuff really helps. It really helps doing yoga, doing meditation, because throughout the day, it reminds you to breathe and to be grateful and to
Sure.
focus on the here and now, on the present.
You see, you can change the world. Well, it takes one person at a time, and you're that. You can be that person.
Yeah.
Well, it's so great because you've had your challenges and your successes, and more challenges, and more successes, and more challenges, and that inspires a lot of us because a lot of us we think we have success, and a failure or illness or something comes up, and we just give up. And I've never known you to give up. And I appreciate that you don't because you inspire so many people out there. The young or they say people my age seasoned. We're not seniors, we're seasoned.
I like that.
I'm not quite there yet, but I'm preparing for what I'm really seasoned to say the right word in terms.
We've got a lot of pepper,
I
a lot
know.
of gray
So
hair, a lot of salt.
right, well, I diet silver lining. That's
Really?
right.
I like it.
All right, thank you. I'm thinking pretty good
Oh,
sometimes.
nice.
So I still got it going on. I still
I
got
like
it
that
going
hairstyle.
on. Thank you. So, how can people find you and find your music?
You just go to I am Chelsea K on
Right?
Instagram or Facebook. I also am on Spotify, YouTube. It's just Chelsea Keenan on
I am
Spotify.
Chelsea K. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. No wonder I can never find you. Keep changing your name. All right. So, when can we expect to hear the single that you were graciously sang its little verse of earlier? When can we expect to see that out there?
I will be releasing Heartbeat July 17th. It's going to be on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, everywhere. All
Of
streaming
course,
platforms.
of course. I'll definitely get a line to get my copy. I appreciate that so much. All right. Well, Heartbeat, telling your story in song and music is a great way. We hear that some of the best artists, it's right from the heart. And if you're speaking or singing or dancing from the heart, can't go wrong. You
Yeah.
really can't lose because you're going to touch someone else's heart. Well, we deeply appreciate you, Chelsea. So, any last words of wisdom before we let you go? Any
Uh,
last words of wisdom to make us better?
you can do it.
You can do it.
Just do it.
I love that. You don't get no better than that. You hear, only here first, Chelsea Key is the fifth to do it. So,
Thank you so much for having me on again. I'm so glad we got to chat.
oh, me too. I appreciate you, Chelsea. Well, everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Please subscribe to our channel on the Social Media Stove Network or find me at josephskoda.com. Holy, look up Chelsea. I am Chelsea K with a capital. Oh, there you go. So thank you, everyone. Please stay tuned and continue to watch what we have out there. A lot of inspiring artists, a lot of people who motivate the rest of us, and more importantly, people matter. Thank you once again, Chelsea.
Thank you so much.
If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.